So I'm the type of person who does not dream. When I dream, and I dream very vivid, realistic images and scenes and places, I take note because typically the parts of that dream, they come true. They just happen to me, or they're happening in the world. So I created this image using chat like AI because I really wanted people to kind of to understand what the heck I'm talking about. So in the dream, we're at like a professional party function after hours. We're all dressed nicely. Um, I'm with a group of professionals, and Bill and Hillary Clinton come in, and they're amongst the many persons of note who've come to this gathering, and they walk right up to me and they hand me a stack of papers, kind of like what's created here. Some of it's in envelopes, but I knew that what they were handing me was not something that I should, could have without them having done it. And it's because they know something and they had information and they were passing it to me because they trusted me. But what ends up happening in the dream is that because I have this information, because I have this document, a person who was just sort of agnostic to my existence, they were also they're also in the dream, and in the beginning of the dream the person really didn't care who I was, but when they found out that Bill and Hillary Clinton handed me this information, and this information was so revelatory, like in the dream I started reading through the information, and it is information that uncovered a lot. And the information was so dangerous, it was so important that I had to end up fleeing, and I had to lock myself in like this home I was staying in, and I had to lock myself in the front door, the door of the floor that I'm some houses have that where you go through a door. I locked that. I had to put like two locks on, and then I had to go into another behind that to find shelter because this person was trying to tear that house apart to come and get that information. And I knew that I could not give it to them, but the information was important. The information was it's as though not just myself, but there are things that people do not know that the Clintons are aware of and that they need to talk about, and they need to share that information. But they had to do it in not a sneaky, maybe surreptitious, a hidden manner, because giving that information and putting it out there could put people in danger. So I'm very, very much so interested to figure how this is going to work out, because I don't really think about the Clintons. I don't. It's not that it's on my mind to meet them, but someone is going to get information. And that information, I mean, it was about human beings within of themselves, who and what they are. It was a series of secrets that filled in all of the information. Because as I was reading them in the dream, it filled in a lot of gaps for me. Like I'm an intuitive, I'm a far-seeing person, so there's a lot about reality in the world that I've started teaching you guys that I perceive, but most people will not perceive it because human beings are blind. You should go back and look at my discussion about reversing the upside down, and the fact that people are they're literally NPCs of empire, so they're brainwashed. So people who are not neurotypical, who can't be brainwashed, they just can't. They have a strong sense of justice. Like, we see more than the neurotypicals who bought into a specific lifestyle. They have become they're into patriarchy, misogyny, capitalism, and they've been brainwashed into it. But the Clintons were able to hand me information that filled in like not just, it wasn't just like giving me information about aliens, because they were giving me a lot of different kinds of information. And so what the documents were revealing was about the nature of humanity, being a human what that is, what that was, what it could be. And in part, the information that I was able to retain was that there's hidden knowledge about humanity and humans that they don't actually have access to, and that if they knew about that, it would be dangerous, not just to the person who has the information, but it's dangerous to those who are seeking to control humans. And the information goes beyond that, but that's part of it. And so I began to understand myself even more as an intuitive, as a human, because of the information that they were giving. Now, what the information that I was reading in the dream may not be the information that could come out. I suspect, in general, there may be a release of information that comes from like a past president, from individuals who were in like government. They release this information, and then people have a realist. They begin to realize, almost like an epiphany, like, oh my God, I did not know this. This explains everything. And that's what happened to me in the dream, which is I just immediately started going through the information as quickly as possible, because what they were handing me was of such importance. It's like groundbreaking. Like, it would change people's perception of reality and what they think it is. What part of it was weird. It was like, oh my gosh, this is because they were handing it to me for me. And they didn't ask me to hand the information out. It was just, here you go. And I knew specifically within the dream that now that I have this information, that I will be able to operate and live in a more profound manner, but also freeing me from, even trying to be what I call an NPC of Empire, like a non-player. Like, go look up what an NPC is, and they're like a lemming. They really don't have an active role in their life. They're just living out programming. And so this is profound. So it could be nothing. It could be fluff, but because of the times that we're walking through as an intuitive, I want to put this stuff down and kind of bring it to you all. Go back and watch my videos. I kind of did a 9-video series, really short videos. That's why they were broken down. But to kind of help people to know that in the times that you're walking through, you really have to be awake and aware, and you need to understand the interests that are seeking to control you. I need to say that again because that's important. You need to understand the interests that are seeking to control you. What people don't understand is that our world is created with several systems, and those systems are breaking down. And many people aren't aware of what systems are affecting their lives. They just know they're miserable. And so I've made many videos on why you're being exploited. Like, you're telling people you're being exploited. Most people don't realize, and people are beginning to realize that they are living under tyranny and a kind of it's a form of slavery that they didn't know, because what the documents were saying was that, like, hey, the interests that are trying to control you, trying to cause how you think, how you visualize the world, and are trying to prescribe a certain reality to you, it's not true. It's not true. So I put up a video today. I reposted something in which I was telling people the power of naming something, of being able to, of telling someone this is who you are, right? I call it the Adamic, I won't call it that, but it's Adam's work. I tell you who you are, and you become that. Because if a person living under that system in which they're told this is who you are, this is how you got to be, this is what this is, by a controlling interest, like the 1%, they have control over you. You are their slaves, except that it's your mind that they have enslaved. And so they make you NPCs of an empire that seeks to benefit them and enrich them. So this, I feel, is very profound and powerful. You may have to put this one on 2x because it's a bit of a long video, but I want you guys to pay attention to the information that's not coming out, and I want you to be awake and aware and prepare yourself for synchronicities and revelations that are going to come to you.